Thomas the Tank Engine was taking the people to Tala. They were visitors from South Korea, as they were on a tour as well as staying in a hotel. He met Taro, who was also taking his passengers to the village. "Hello, Thomas," he said. "Fine day of people visiting us." "Hello, Taro." "Yes, it is. Every person is visiting from where you came from," said Thomas. "I've met some new train that's a high-speed engine as I cross the bridge. He reminds me of Pip and Emma, your friends who helped with the passenger service. This engine is by the name of Titipo and only does the same thing as you. I'll bet you can meet him in a town for trains." Thomas seemed curious about another high-speed engine. "I've never met this Titipo engine, Taro. And what kind of town does he live in?" he asked. "Train town," said Taro. "He also lives in a shed in the shape of a house. But he has friends. The two of them are called Genie and Diesel, plus Mr. Herb. He's in charge of them. If you meet Diesel, he can show you to the quarry." "I might ask the Fat Controller if I could visit South Korea at the end of the day. He hasn't been to Train Town himself for years," said Thomas. He met the Fat Controller, who was visiting with Georgie Wood, telling him he was to have his pistons checked. "Excuse me, sir," he asked him. "Do you think I can visit South Korea?" "What do you want to visit South Korea for, Thomas?" asked the Fat Controller. "There's 1, 2, 3 trains called Titipo, Genie, and Diesel. They live in Train Town. I was talking to Tyler this morning about those engines. They would like to meet you, so you can visit South Korea the next day, when it's a day off," said the Fat Controller. Thomas rested in the shed to sleep as he finished his day's work. The next morning, he left the yard to find the tunnel of adventures instead of taking the boat. "I wonder what I'll find there to look at," he would think to himself. The tunnel was waiting, and he went through it before anyone would see him through the trees. On the other side, he found himself in a warehouse full of crates. The outside was way bigger than what he could see. He steamed out to see what country he had arrived in. "Mind that!" shouted an incoming diesel with an empty truck. It was too late. The truck broke into pieces as they bumped into each other. "Oops!" Thomas exclaimed. "Was I in your way?" "Yes, you were, pal," said the diesel. "You've ruined my truck." "Sorry. You must be collecting something here," Thomas remarked, looking at the mess. "I'm Thomas, by the way, and you're Diesel. No time for the intro. I need to take some supplies to the quarry," Diesel said, not thinking this is the time to introduce. "Maybe I can help you. There's a truck I saw in the warehouse." You might as well, to make up for the crash." They found the truck waiting in the corner of the warehouse. Diesel found some tools in a crate, so put it on the truck. Before he could take it, he had a struggle of pulling it. "Oh, bummer. I don't think I can take it when I'm strength short," said Diesel. "Let me push from behind," said Thomas. "We can get it to the quarry together." Once he was behind the crate, they pulled and pushed it out of the warehouse and out of the harbour. "You were saying your name to me as we bumped into each other," said Diesel as they left the harbour. "And you know Tyre, the little bus?" "Thomas is my name, and I'm a tank engine," said Thomas. "And yes, I know Tyre. I'm the first steamy to visit Traintown. Only I'm new to South Korea." "Never mind. I can show you round. The quarry is where we give the tools to," said Diesel. "There's a junction ahead. It turns to the left." Thomas and Diesel turned off the main line. This route led them to the quarry just over the hill. "This is where I take the gravel," said Diesel as they arrived. "I'm not taking any, as I'm heading home." "We have one on shore," said Thomas. "These hoppers work in each line." "It's quicker too," said Diesel. "TT Pro came here once to take some workmen home as they miss a train. Come on, we'll head to Train Town." They went back on the main line and headed to the train town. When they arrived at the sheds and house shapes, they found who were waiting in them. "Hello, Diesel. Who's this engine? He doesn't look like us," said T.T. Pooh. "This is Thomas. He's a tank engine, a.k.a. a steam train," said Diesel. "Hello. I'm friends with Tar, the little bus. He's told me about you as a passenger train," said Thomas. "It's nice to meet you, Thomas," said T.T. Pooh. "We might show you about our railway the next day." "Where are you from?" said Jeanie. "We don't often see engines that look like us." "I originally come from Sodor," said Thomas. "Where I come from is Tasmania, a state part of Australia." "Australia?" said the three Diesels together. "We haven't heard about it, but we'll take the boat." "You don't have to," said Thomas. "I came out of a warehouse. There's a secret passage behind a pair of buffers. It's a quick way, but you need paper records." "That's strange. No one's been to that warehouse before. It's been unused, except for storage," said Diesel. "So, when can we visit Tasmania?" "Mr. Herb tells you if it's a day off," said Thomas. "He'll just smoke and fuel. Here's our station master." "Now then, you three, what's this engine doing in our railway?" said Mr. Herb when he noticed Diesel with Thomas. "I'm Thomas, Mr. Herb, and I helped Diesel with a crate of tools so he wouldn't have a struggle." Thomas explained about his make-up for breaking his truck. "Your trains were to show me about the railway. We have a workshop, only it's for them they do. So I don't think they can do steam engines, but they can show you how it's done," said Mr. Herb. "Plus, there's a train wash. You may need a bath after Diesel, I assumed, has shown you the quarry." "But where can I sleep? These house sheds take one engine, not two." "You can rest in that large shed over there. It's got our train shunted. Mind you keep out of the way," said Jeanie. "Oh." So Thomas rested in the shunting shed for the night. The next morning, his new friends showed him round the railway after taking him to the train wash. Here we go. There's nothing I like better than getting wetter and covered in bubbles and foam. At the first thing in the morning, help me stop my yawning. Or at the end of the day to wash the grime away. Splish, splash, splosh. Oh, I like a lovely wash. Bubble, dribble, pop. Make sure the water's nice and hot. Oh, lovely. There's nothing I'd rather do than roll slowly through the train wash at least once a day. Oh, the brushes spin and splash me, working very hard to clean me. Just wait until you see it. My paintwork nice and gleamy, yeah! Splish, splash, splosh. Oh, I like a lovely wash, woohoo! Bubble, dribble, pop. Make sure the water's nice and hot. At the first thing in the morning, help me stop my yawning. Or at the end of the day to wash the grime away. Yes, wash the grime away. Oh, wash the grime away. Go away, grime. He was cleaned, and they started looking about. There's a line told miles away from here where to find my secret, said T.G. Pooh. Follow us, guys. Just one small problem. He can't move by himself, said Diesel. Why not, Diesel? Asked T.G. Pooh. His steam will give us away to Mr. Herb, Diesel pointed out. I'll give him a tow, said Genie. No problem. They rode away from the train wash. As they rode in the country, they waited for Mr. Herb's voice to come on the microphones. They had them fitted so as to communicate when being far away, but it didn't. Phew! He won't know we're helping you with something, said Genie. Where is the secret? Asked Thomas. You'll soon see. We're almost there, said T.T. Pooh. After a long row, the four engines found the woods as they went in through the trees. Once hidden, they found what they were looking for. A mine. A mine with spilt coal A mine with spilt coal was known as a secret coal mine. To thank you for helping our friend, we like to give you this coal so you can have it full on your journey home, said Chi-Chi-Poo. Go on now, in you go, and get your bunker filled up. Thanks. It seems a good idea, said Thomas. So he steamed into the mine. And the driver began filling up his bunker, while Diesel looked out for anyone looking for them. All of a sudden, he caught sight of a car coming along a road from a distance. Whenever he, the locator, sees any car coming, he shouts the alert, and he definitely shouted it. Uh-oh! Hey guys! A car of a person is passing, he shouted. Cover the entrance, Diesel! We can't be seen, said Chi-Chi-Poo. They were safe when the bush covered the entrance. Golly! We almost got spotted, said Jeannie. What's wrong, guys? Asked Thomas, who came out after his fill. Cars with anyone passing in a far distance, Thomas. Every time one of us sees one and another, we shout car with a person coming, said Diesel. They don't know about the secret coal mine, but we'd be in trouble with Mr. Herb. It's a good secret. You just need to tell him it's to help any steam engine when he or she is new to Traintown, said Thomas. What's around here else apart from the mine? Another cave, said Jeannie. We go to it for meetings of what we like to do when we finish work. We can't go to it yet. We got this week to go through before talking about anything. Visiting Tasmania is one of our meeting plans, said Chi-Chi-Poo. Come on. We'd better show you to the harbour. They headed out of the secret mine ward, heading back through Traintown on the journey back to the harbour. They found the warehouse. Thomas said goodbye and went inside it, finding the buffers waiting for him. Wow, said Chi-Chi-Poo. That's definitely a secret passage. We mustn't tell anyone we found it, except will take our records to show who we are and where we come from. We better head back to train time. Mr. Herb will be waiting, said Diesel. He'll be wanting us to do our routes as usual. It would be nice to visit another country for change, said Jeannie. They headed home. But they weren't about to get any job for themselves when they would arrive home. The farmer in the dough, the farmer in the dough. Hi, hoover derby, the farmer in the dough. The farmer takes a wife, the farmer takes a wife. Hi, hoover derby, the farmer takes a wife. The wife takes a nurse, the wife takes a nurse. Hi, hoover derby, the wife takes a nurse. The nurse takes a child, the nurse takes a child. Hi, hoover derby, the nurse takes a child. The child takes a dog, the child takes a dog. Hi, hoover derby, the child takes a dog. The dog takes a cat, the dog takes a cat. Hi, hoover derby, the dog takes a cat. The cat takes a mouse, the cat takes a mouse. Hi, hoover derby, the cat takes a mouse. The cheese stands alone, the cheese stands alone. Hi, hoover derby, the cheese stands alone.